A new report is out today about women in the Michigan workforce. You know, women make up just under 50% of the labor force here in the state, and there are a number of disparities and challenges for women in work here. So joining me now ahead of the release of the report here this afternoon is Dr. Geneva Williams. She is the chair of the Michigan Women's Commission. Dr. Williams, it's great to see you. Thanks for being with me.
Thanks so much, Christy, on this special day for having me.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about when's the last time we did a report like this, and why is it so necessary to get data like this about women and work in Michigan?
Yes, so in 2019, 2020, 2021, we were busy releasing the report and traveling around the state to really hear what the key issues were and are for women. And one of the reasons why we're so excited to release this year's report is that as we travel around the country, Christy, we hear over and over again that the priorities all deal with economics and working and wages and childcare, with childcare being at the top of the list. So having this report now come out again, and this is the second time that the Michigan Women's Commission has released a report like this, is really special because it helps us learn about what people are thinking women want and to keeps us focused on what's important.
Absolutely. I mean, when we come out of COVID and we know that so many women stepped back from the workforce because
Yes.
they were the ones who were in charge of childcare, which meant schooling at home and so many things. So now we're at the point where we're seeing more women going back into the workforce, but still the disparities when you talk about salary are there.
That's right, Christy. There's still a gap. And during COVID, about 136,000 women left the workforce entirely. And you know, there was nothing good about the pandemic. But one thing that we do know that happened is that it, really put that spotlight on childcare and how important childcare is. And it's not just, a thing that women need to be concerned with. It is, in fact, accessible childcare an economic issue. And so having a report like this, Michigan in the workforce and women in the workforce, and telling us what's happening about women who are participating in the workforce, their educational levels, what their earnings, is very important because it gives us the information that we need to make policy changes and put out new initiatives and programs like the governor has done.
Yeah, and I know that at 1 o'clock today that you're going to be having a larger press conference and conversation with the governor and talking about some of the specific numbers we're seeing. I think what's interesting, too, is coming out of the pandemic, we're also seeing women who are working multiple jobs for the flexibility and also the significance of single-parent households, that we have women who are head of house as single parents also makes a difference when we're talking about jobs and income level here in the state.
Absolutely. And that's why it's not just a single effort that we need. We need multiple pathways to good paying jobs, affordable and accessible childcare. And one of the things we've done at the commission is look at the opportunities that we have and work with others and with the leadership of our governor, really put some pieces in place that would address that, like the Michigan Tri-Share program, which cuts the cost by 2/3 to a woman and her family for childcare. And things like that that we know that are really bread and butter issues. And again, we know this because we traveled around the state with the governor to talk to women. So we found out straight up, face up, personal, straight up and personal about what were the real issues that have faced women today in Michigan and in the workforce.
Yeah, Dr. Geneva Williams, thanks so much for this. You know, we'll be watching at 1 o'clock today to see some of the specifics in the data. We'll have that, of course, at clickondetroit.com for everyone. And this is also part of a larger strategy when we look at the state of Michigan. If we want to grow population and keep people here, the opportunities that we need to have for everyone, and specifically making it a little bit easier for women to be in the workforce, is a huge part of supporting our economy here and growing it as well.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for your attention and spotlighting this during Women's History Month, because that's one of the things that we know is so important, to keep this issue and issues that affect women in the workforce in the spotlight, so that we know what their concerns are. And the most important part is so that we can do something about it.
Absolutely, because the policy is what's going to make a difference here. Dr. Geneva Williams, thanks so much. We'll see you at 1 o'clock. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Chris.